that your circumstances haven't always been good, your performances haven't always been good, but you're glad tonight that you got a covenant with a covenant-keeping God, and you're glad tonight that He's a God who keeps His promises, and His promises shall never ever return void. I wish I had about 8 folk in the building tonight that could get excited that He looked beyond your faults. He's looked beyond your flaws. He's looked beyond your favors, and He's given you His favor. It's a personal pleasure. Oh God, tonight. Somebody just turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, but God. That's all I'm trying to say now. But God was the one who preserved you. But God is the one who's been protecting you. But God is the one who pulled you through when you couldn't see your way through. I need about 18 folk to give a but God praise. Tell them, neighbor, you got a reason to be glad to. Tell them, I'm still That's why you can't capitulate. You got to get to the church to celebrate who God is. Therefore, lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King? The Lord God Almighty, the Lord God strong. Touch your neighbor and say, I'm glad tonight. He had personal pleasure. I was glad. But not only is there personal pleasure, to take something else I see. Secondly, he had a public pilgrimage. All right. Look at the verse. We're moving from the A section just to the B section. All right. Let us go. Yeah. Let us go. That's a pilgrimage. Public. What are you saying, Pastor Allen? I was glad. That's personal. Let us go. That's plural. Psalm 122, y'all. It's one of the 15 songs of what's called the Psalms of Ascent. Right. Psalm 120 to Psalm 134 were the Psalm of Ascent. These were songs that they sung, watch this, on their way, on their journey up from Jericho all the way up to Jerusalem. 3 times a year, historically, in antiquity, all of the males, somebody say male. Male. All of the males were required to go. The women and children had an option to go, and some went. But every year, 3 times a year, all of the males would journey from Jericho up the mountain to Jerusalem, and the key here is up. Up. Somebody shout up. Will you encourage your neighbor on the side of you and just tell your neighbor, it's up from here? Let me tell you why it's up from here. It's up from here, watch this, because Jerusalem sits 2,500 feet above sea level. Jericho sits below sea level. Watch this for context. In New York, the Empire State Building sits 1,250 feet in the air. Overseas, at the tallest building in the world, I've been in it and I've gone up through it. All the way to the 150th floor, to the lounge on top. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai, but its rooftop at the very top sits 2,717 feet in the sky. It's slightly taller than the mountain peak that they climbed. Y'all not walking. It's about 15 miles from below sea level in Jericho up that they had to climb to the peak where Jerusalem sits. About 15 miles. Listen to this. It took about 10 hours to make this trip to go worship the Lord in the Lord's house in Jerusalem. Are you with me? I'm trying to help somebody understand tonight that every direction in the circumference of the area was uphill to get to Jerusalem. Okay, watch this. In other words, you could not casually, watch this, enter into the house of the Lord. Y'all missed it. Y'all making this hard. Are y'all ready for Dr. Ray to come on up and y'all want me to finish? You just can't casually get into the house of worship that's 2,500 feet above sea level that takes 10 hours to climb to. Y'all ain't hearing me. No, you can't casually just show up. You got to put a little effort in. And not only do you have to put a little effort in, it requires a whole lot of effort. Yeah. Not only does it require a whole lot of effort, y'all, watch this, it costs something. You had to exert a whole lot of energy to climb that mountain, to get to Jerusalem, to get into those gates. Are you still walking with me? And that's what worship is tonight. I came hopefully to set somebody ablaze, to create a revival in your spirit, but you've got to understand one thing like David. It costs to have worship. It's a sacrifice to have worship. It's an exertion of energy to have worship. It's a passionate activity. Did y'all see Leah up there? She was up there. She was throwing those hands. She was opening their mouth. And let me tell you, every time you come to worship, you want to open up your mouth.
That's right.
Every time you come to worship, you ought to wave your hand. Every time you come to worship, you ought to move your